Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to put on our detective hats and crack a cosmic case file. We're looking at a galaxy called Messier 59, which is about 50 million light years away. And trust me, it's got a secret history written in its starlight that we are going to uncover. You know, when you look at pictures of galaxies, they can seem so serene, right? Just these calm, swirling pools of light, maybe a little fuzzy. But here's the thing. When we really start to dig in, to investigate, we find out they have these incredibly complex and sometimes super violent secret histories locked away right in their hearts. So let's get into it. Our investigation is all about this galaxy right here, Messier 59. It also goes by NGC 4621 if you're into catalog numbers. And at first glance, it looks like a pretty standard, massive elliptical galaxy. You know, just a big, smooth, kind of oval-shaped blob of stars. But as you're about to find out, looks can be really deceiving. Now, when you're trying to solve a cosmic mystery, you can't just show up with a magnifying glass. Astronomers have this whole special toolkit for finding hidden clues, and one of their absolute most important tools, it's the search for something called a nuclear stellar disk. Think of it like finding a secret compartment in an old desk. Okay, so why are these disks such a big deal? Well, they're crucial pieces of evidence because they're so small and packed so tightly with stars, their structure, the way they move, even the kinds of stars inside them, all of that tells us a story about the galaxy's past. Was it a peaceful, quiet life, or was it shaped by some chaotic, violent event? The disk holds the clues. But finding them, it is not easy. It's kind of like trying to spot a tiny little frisbee that's hidden inside a giant, blindingly bright searchlight. I mean, the glow from the galaxy's center, its bulge of stars, it just washes everything out. So astronomers had to get really clever and use a digital trick to see what's hiding in plain sight. And this is so cool. This slide shows you exactly how they do it. On the left, you've got the galaxy NGC 5308, just as we see it. So what astronomers do is they build this perfect computer model of all its smooth, glaring light, and then they just digitally subtract it. And boom, look what's left on the right, that faint, thin little disk structure. It was there the whole time, a hidden clue, just waiting to be revealed. So, armed with this exact technique and, of course, the incredible vision of the Hubble Space Telescope, astronomers pointed their instruments right at our prime suspect, Messier 59. And what they found, well, it was a whole set of really peculiar, even contradictory pieces of evidence. The plot was about to thicken. All right, let's open the case file. Looking at it from a distance, nothing seems out of the ordinary, right? It's just a big, bright, elliptical galaxy. But Hubble's super sharp vision let the science team zoom right into its core, and that's where they found a bunch of clues that just did not add up. So here's what they found. First, a surprisingly blue nucleus. Now, that's weird because blue usually means younger stars, but the rest of the galaxy is packed with old, red stars. Then there's another strange blue feature, and it's tilted at this really odd angle. But the craziest clue of all, the core, it's spinning in the opposite direction to the rest of the galaxy. Wild, right? Yeah, the original paper that laid all this out described it perfectly. They called it a blue disc-like structure embedded in the red bulge. Just try to picture that. It's like finding a brand new, shiny blue gadget inside some ancient, dusty red ruin. It just doesn't feel like it belongs there, and it's screaming that there's a really interesting story to tell. So this whole backward spinning core thing, it's got a technical name, of course. It's called a kinematically decoupled core, or a KDC for short. A good way to think about it is like this. Imagine a small spinning top that's going counterclockwise, but it's sitting inside a much bigger, slower top that's going clockwise. It's just wrong. And it's an unmistakable sign that something really dramatic went down in Messier 59's past. So you have to ask, right? A core spinning backwards, how is that even possible on the scale of a whole galaxy? Well, our cosmic detectives have pretty much narrowed it down to two main suspects. All right, so we've got two competing theories here, and each one paints a totally different picture of what happened to Messier 59. So, was it the victim of a violent crime, or was this more of an inside job? Okay, theory number one is a good old-fashioned cosmic collision. The idea is that Messier 59 merged with a smaller galaxy that was orbiting backwards, and its core is basically the leftover guts of that violent crash. Theory number 2 is more of an internal upheaval. A bar of stars inside the galaxy acted like a cosmic conveyor belt, funneling gas to the center, where it just happened to settle into these strange, tilted, backward orbits, eventually lighting up as new blue stars. So there you have it, two completely different stories. One is this tale of a dramatic, violent, external event that just totally changed the galaxy's heart forever. The other is a story of a slow, more gradual evolution, all driven by the galaxy's own internal machinery. The thing is, both of these scenarios are known to happen out there in the universe, which is what keeps this particular case file so tantalizingly open. So what's the verdict? What's the final answer in the case of Messier 59? Well, the truth is, the investigation is still ongoing. But what we've learned so far tells us something really fundamental, not just about this one galaxy, but about all galaxies. And honestly, the fact that we can't be 100% sure which story is the right one, that is in itself a key finding. It shows us that galaxies don't just follow one simple recipe for growing up. They can evolve through all these different complex pathways, some violent, some gradual, and hey, maybe even a combination of both. So if you take one thing away from this, let it be this. The hearts of galaxies are not quiet, peaceful places. They are complex, they're dynamic, and they are churning with the evidence of their pasts. These hidden structures, like the nuclear disks and these crazy backward spinning cores, they're the cosmic fingerprints. They are the key clues that let us read a galaxy's incredible, dramatic history. And get this, Messier 59 isn't some lone weirdo. Every galaxy we look at this closely, like this one here, NGC 4128, which came from the very same study, it reveals its own unique story. This one also had a kinematically distinct core. It's another piece of evidence telling us that these secret histories are actually pretty common all across the cosmos. And all of this leaves us with one final, absolutely fascinating question to think about. We live inside our own massive galaxy, right? The Milky Way. Its core is hidden from us by all this gas and dust. But what if we could use these same detective techniques on our own galactic home? What incredible secret history would we uncover then? What stories are just waiting to be told right here in our own backyard?